The successes of Bangladesh are partly a story of the value of social and economic inclusion. In the early 1970s, Sir Fazli Hassan Abed, the world-famous founder of BRAC, recognized the social and economic importance of empowering people who were considered poor and vulnerable, including women and girls. That turned out to be a key to the transformation of the nation. Now, 50 years later, in the Golden Jubilee year, Bangladesh is celebrating the rich impact of improvements in social inclusion, for example, in primary and secondary education and in gender parity. But there are still huge challenges, and many are still effectively excluded from society, healthcare, and legal protection, including people with disabilities. It's estimated that about 15% of the global population has some form of disability, and 80% are living in low and middle income countries. The World Health Organization says that maybe 10% of the total population of Bangladesh is living with disabilities. People with disabilities are notably underrepresented in education, and they often suffer from negative attitudes that deny their talents. Bangladesh is still very short of people with the skills and education that it needs. Yet millions of people with disabilities remain unemployed or underemployed, and the waste of untold talent holds back the nation. Jahirul Islam is one of the young entrepreneurs leading the Centre for the Rights and Development of Persons with Disabilities in Savar in Bangladesh.
This is Jahirul Islam, founder and secretary of Center for Rights and Development of Persons with Disabilities, CRDD. We really proud of Bangladesh is among the first countries to ratify the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, CRPD, in 2007 and the optional protocol in 2008. The CRPD compelled states to promote, protect, and ensure the full and equal enjoyment of all human rights by persons with disabilities, including children and adolescents. That lays the foundation for Bangladesh to undertake a fundamental review of the situation of children with disabilities and to take specific steps to promote their inclusion in society. In Bangladesh, there is a growing realization that the main constraint faced by children with disabilities is not the children impairment, but widespread preconception and discrimination. Discrimination in the family, the community, and the workplace is at the core of most violation of rights of children with disabilities in Bangladesh. The belief that disability is a curse and a punishment for sinful behavior permeates all levels of societies and affects access to adequate care, health, nutrition, education, and participation. Our center provides essential support and productive training for all marginalized people, and all training ensure inclusiveness. Inclusiveness changes our mindset. So we are developing our young people to become managers, policymakers, and leaders. Our mission is to establish right and equality of persons with disabilities by reconstructing the way of thinking towards inclusive and sustainable development, because inclusiveness creates equal opportunities and release talent. We dream and believe that the future is inclusive.
To be part of CRDD, and as a teacher of university, I'm working with CRDD over the year in the capacity of an advisor. I find it expedient to work with CRDD because it's a kind of avenue through which I can meet up my social obligation to work for the society, particularly those who are underprivileged. CRDD is working with people with disability. They are trying to make sure that disabled people have equal access to all the opportunities like higher education. So with this philosophy in mind, CRDD has been instrumental over the year. It has received Joy Bangla award last year. It speaks about his commitment to the society. So I urge upon the government, different philanthropist entity, donor community to come and join their hands with CRDD to take the momentum forward, so that at least people with disability get a place to realize their dream, and inclusive development could come from for the sake of betterment in the society. Thank you so much.
So it will be the Diamond Jubilee of a nation in 10 years, and we hope we can celebrate the full inclusion of disabled people and the release of all their rich talents.